We're often asked if we have any non-English type, and the answer to that is yes, we do. We have a couple of fonts of German type, and out of curiosity I pulled that type case out and looked at it, and I want to make sure I get this correct, so I'm going to read from it. The pin mark on the type, which is a way of identifying some foundries, was James Connor's Sons Type Foundry. Now, Connor started as an electrotyper, but he got into a lot of things in the typing industry. The first mention of James Connor's Sons was in 1861, and they were producing type until the birth of American type founders, who basically bought up all kinds of type producers and made a big giant out of it. But before ATF bought them up, there was no standard as to the size of type. And the first time I had anything to do with this type case, I looked at it and assumed that it was 36 point. But I later found out if I measured it, it measures out to 38 points. But they weren't measuring type in points back then. It wasn't until 1892. So somewhere between 1861 and 1892, this font was cast. And so, of course, when I was in school, one of my requirements was German language. One of the textbooks was a nice little book here. I don't know if it'll show up very well. I'll maybe get you a better. We'll go to the subpage. Notice that's in a very distinctive German font. And so I've set that type and locked it up on the bed of the press. Now, one of the things that easily identifies it as German type is that the A, O, and U have umlauts. That's two little dots above it. From the ATF catalog, the closest thing I could find was this one right here, where they call it German text number 10. It's a close match, but not a dead match for that. So we're going to print the title of the book. One of the things that I had to do, of course, was learn how to read this script style type, because they have a lot of different things that we don't have besides the umlaut. They also have what's called the long S, and there was a period in our country or history where the long S was used in printing shops. A book that I actually enjoyed reading, not the translating of it, but it's a very pleasant story with a nice outcome at the end.
You gonna say the name of the book?
Oh, Emil und die Detektive.